Hello students, how are you? I am fine. I hope you will be fine. I have already discussed most difficult paper P3 and mechanics already in my previous lectures. Now I want to discuss paper P1, which is ECS paper from four components P1, P3, mechanics and stat. If you want to get good grades in A level mathematics, you should get good grade with little effort in P1 because P1 is the only component which helps you to move towards a good grade with little effort. So we should move towards the question number 1, which is binomial theorem. The question is related to the binomial theorem. Find the term independent of x in the expansion of 2x plus 1 over 4x square power 6, carry 3 marks. Here we should apply the binomial theorem. A plus b power n is equal to nc1, a power n minus 1, b power 1, nc2, a power n minus 2, b power 2 plus nc3, a power n minus 3, b power 3. We should expand this question by using binomial theorem. 6c1 2x power 6 minus 1, here n is 6, a is 2x and b is 1 over 4x square. 6c2 2x power 6 minus 2, 1 over 4x square power 2, 6c3 2x power 6 minus 3, 1 over 4x square whole power 3. We should only need the term independent of x. We think about the terms which have only constant. It means there is no variable x. I check that term number 2, 6c2 2x power 6 minus 2 and 1 over 4x square power 2. Here x square is cancelled out with x square and this term will become independent of x. I simplify this term 6c2 2x power 6 minus 2 1 over 4x square whole square. I get that the term independent of x is 15. Now question number 2 is about the functions. F is defined by x is greater than where n is an integer. It is given that f dash of x, f dash mean derivative of f. F dash x mean derivative of f, x is equal to x square minus 6x plus 8. Find the least possible value of n. As he explained in the question that this is a increasing function. For increasing function, we take the derivative greater than 0. And for decreasing function, we should take the derivative less than 0. So x square minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. First, I will find the critical values. I factorize this question and find that x is equal to 4, x is equal to 2. Now I check that where is the function is increasing. First I put the value 2 in the term x square minus 6x plus 8 and I will get that it is not increasing function. Then I put 3 and finally I put 4. When I put value 4, then it will be true and hence we find that the least possible value of n is 4 because from 4 and towards the positive value increasing values the function is increasing. Question 3 is related to the curve. Y is equal to x plus b is tangent to the curve y is equal to 2x cube minus 5x square minus 3x plus c at the point 2, 6. It means a curve, there is a curve and the line cross the curve only at one point which becomes the tangent of the curve at the point 2 and 6. Find the values of the constant a, b and c. Carry 5 marks. When line is tangent to the tangent at point 2, 6, it means the gradient of the curve and the line is same at point 2 and 6. So, gradient of line m is equal to a as from the straight line equation y is equal to mx plus c where m is the gradient, hence from equation 1 y is equal to x plus b, a is a gradient. And I derivate the curve dy dx is equal to 6x square. It's the first principle of the derivative. Power should be in the front and we should minus 1 from the power. So it will become 6x square minus 10x when I derivate 5x square 2 should be multiplied with 5, and there is a minus from power 2. So it will become 10x minus 3. The derivative of a variable is 1x, and the derivative of constant is 0. So here I equate the two derivatives. The derivative of line, it means gradient of line, and gradient of the curve. I found that a is equal to 3. It's very simple. From line, uh, y is equal to ax plus b. I put the point y6 and x2 and the value of a, which I get 1, and I will find the value p is equal to 4. From curve, in curve I apply the value of x2 and y6, and I will find the c is equal to 16. In next question, it is related to the APGP, arithmetic progression and geometric progression. The difference between arithmetic progression and geometric progression is that in AP there is a fixed amount of increment or decrement, but in GP it's not a fixed amount. It will increase by percentage or by some multiple. So, along the art is training for a long distance race planned to run increasing distance each day for 21 days. It means n is equal to 21. She will run x kilometer on first day. It means a, the first term will be x, and on each subsequent day she will increase the distance by 10%. From 10% we conclude that the question is related to the GP, geometric progression, of the previous day. It means the distance. On day 21 she will run 20 km. It means the 21st term is 20 kilometers. So 21st term is 20 kilometers. Find the distance she must run on day 1 in order to achieve this. Give your answer in kilometer, correct to one decimal place, carry 3 marks. GP, A is equal to x kilometer, R is equal to 1. There is a increasing, then we should plus 1 plus 10%. We should add 1 to the percentage and we will get R ratio. So R is equal to, and if there is a decreasing, then we should subtract percentage from 1. So 1 plus 10% is equal to 1.1, as increasing by day, so 1 plus 10% I take. N is equal to 21. Here I apply the formula for the indicated term, because I have the term number 21 is 20 kilometers. So an is equal to a r power n minus 1. An mean 21st term is 20, and the first term is x, and r is 1.1, and n is 21 because it's the 21st term. So 21 minus 1, I will find that x is equal to 2.97, which round up to 3. Now next part, find the total distance she run over the 21st days. It means we should find the sum of 21st terms, 21 terms. The formula for sum is a Sn is equal to a r power n minus 1 over r minus 1. This formula is applied when r is greater than 1. If r is less than 1, then Sn is equal to a 1 minus r power n over 1 minus r, where r is less than 1. So here r is greater than 1, which is 1.1. I applied the formula Sn is equal to a r power n minus 1 over r minus 1, where r is greater than 1. So that's why. A I find in the previous part is 3, and r 1.1 over raised power 21 minus 1 over 1.1 minus 1. So S21 is equal to 192. Means the sum of first 21 terms is 192 kilometers. In question number 5, given that for tan x plus 3 cos x plus 1 over cos x is equal to 0, show without using a calculator that sin x is equal to minus 2 by 3. This question is related to the trigonometric part. In P1, there is only some identities which we use in P1. Only tan identity, secant, cosecant identity, and cot identity. There is no other identity which is used in the P1. So first I applied the identity tan x is equal to sin x over cos x plus 3 cos x plus 1 over cos x, because I take the LCM cos of x, 4 sin x plus 3 cos square x plus 1 equal to 0. Hence cos will become 0 on the right hand side. 4 sin x plus 3 into, I use identity here, cos square x is equal to 1 minus sin square x, and sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos square x. So I use 1 minus sin square x instead of cos square x plus 1 equal to 0. I change all the variables in the single form sine, and then I will apply the formula, quadratic formula, minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac over 2a. Sin x is equal to 4 plus 8 over 6 and 4 minus 8 over 6. 4 plus 8 over 6 is the answer of 4 plus 8 over 6 is greater than 1. So that's why it is out of range of sign, because the range of sign is minus 1 to 1. So it's not possible to solve this value because it is out of range. Hence I take only negative value, which is minus 2 by 3, which is requirement in the in next part. Hence showing all necessary working, solve the question for tan 2x minus 2 plus 3 cos 2x minus 20. X is greater than 0 but less than 180. You notice that in previous part there is only tan x and 3 cos x. He replaced the x with 2x minus 20 here. We use the previous part here. Only replace the x with 2x minus 20 degree. The range of x is from 0 to 180. If when we apply double angle 2x, then we also increase the range here. The range of 2x is from 0 to 360 degree. It means the all four quadrants. We should find the angle in all four quadrants. From previous equation we will find that sin 2x minus 20 is equal to minus 2 by 3. I used this identity because I have already proved that for tan x plus 3 cos x plus 1 over cos x is equal to 0. A change into sin x is equal to minus 2 by 3. So sin 2x minus 20 is equal to minus 2 by 3. Sign is the negative sign only indicate that there is a negative sign only indicate that the angle lies in the third and fourth quadrant, because sign is negative in third and fourth and positive in second quadrant. If you want to learn the properties of the values of the three trigonometric ratios sine, cos and tan, you should learn the sentence add sugar to coffee. Add mean all positive in first quadrant, sugar mean sine positive in second quadrant, 2 mean tan positive in third quadrant, coffee mean cos positive in fourth quadrant. So applied here, 2x minus 20 is equal to sine inverse of 2 by 3. Here I remove the negative sign because first I find the basic angle, which is 41.8 degree. 2x minus 20 is equal to 180 plus 41.8, 360 minus 41.8, because I found the angles in third and fourth quadrant. You should find first the angles, then take the 20 on right side. If you take 20 first 20 on right side, then find the angle, then it will be wrong. So x is equal to 120.9 and 160.9 to 60.169.1 here. In next question, a straight line has a gradient m and passes through the point 0, minus 2. Find the two values of m for which the line is tangent to the curve. It is related to, I have already solved one question in previous slide. The equation of the curve is y is equal to x square minus 2x plus 7, and for each value of m find the coordinates of the point where the line touches the curves. In this question he also asking that there is a curve and a one line. The line is cutting the curve at only one point, which is tangent to the line. So 0 and minus 2. Equation of the line, first I found the equation of line because there is a point of line 0 minus 2. I applied the formula, which is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus 1. So y1 is minus 2 and x1 is 0. From here I found that y is equal to mx minus 2, which is equation number 1. Now I solve the equation of curve y is equal to x square minus 2x plus 7 from 1 and 2. I compare these two values. Y is equal to mx minus 2 and y is equal to x square minus 2x plus 7, because these two equations cutting each other at one point. So the y coordinates of both have same. So I equate these two equations. X square minus 2x plus 7 is equal to mx minus 2. X square minus, I simplified, I simplify this equation in x square minus x into 2 plus m plus 7 plus 2 is equal to 0. When the line is tangent to the curve, it means line is cut the curve only at one point. If there is only one solution, then we use the discriminant form. Discriminant is equal to b square minus 4ac. So if there is only one solution, so discriminant should be equal to 0. So b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Hence here I applied the formula, I applied the values. B is 2 plus m. I ignore the negative sign because there is a square. When negative sign is inside the square, it will become positive already. So m plus 2 whole square minus 4 into 1 into 9. I use the value of a and c. I found that m plus 2 whole square into 36. I find the values of m are 4 and minus 8. I applied these two values in equation number 3 in order to find the x coordinates. First I place the value 4 instead of m, and I will get that x square minus 6x plus 9 equal to 0. I use quadratic formula here and found that the value of x is equal to 3. Again I put the value, negative value of m minus 8, and I find the value of x is minus 3. These two values of x I applied in equation number 1. Put the value of m and also x and find the values of y. So y is equal to 10 and y is equal to 22. So points of intersection of a line and curves are 3 and 10, minus 3 and 22. The next question is related to the functions. There are two functions f and g are defined by this. F of x is equal to 3 over 2x plus 1. X is greater than 0. X is greater than 0 mean its domain is greater than 0. Domain mean the value which we put in the equation and find the other value of variable f of x. F of x is related to the y variable, say. So x variable is domain and f of x variable is range. So domain is greater than 0 in both functions. He is asking about the, as domain of the both function is x is greater than 0, we put that x is 0 positive value. It means hence here we applied the value in first function f of x greater than 0. It means 0 0.1 or 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.4 or 1 and 2 and 3, whatever else. So range, when we applied positive values in function f of x, I found that range of f of x is greater than 0 but less than 3, because the when is numerator should not be greater than 3 but denominator will become greater because we are applying only positive values. So the range of fx is greater than 0 but less than 3, and range of g of x is greater than 2, because when I place value instead of x 1, then 1 plus 2 it will become 3. If I applied value 0.1 in place of it, then it should also be greater than 2. So range of g of x is greater than 2, whatever is 2.1 or something. Find the expression for f of g of x. Give me your answer in the form of this, where a, b, c are integers. F of x is this and g of x is equal to this. F of g of x. I replace the x variable or function f by g of x. So it means we should replace on the right hand side by the function of g of x. I put 1 over x plus 2 instead of 2 into 1 over x plus 2. When I simplify this question, it will become 3x over 5x plus 2. In next part, find expression for f of fg inverse, f of g inverse x. Giving your answer in part 2, it means fractional part in numerator and denominator. F of gx, I have already find that f of gx is equal to 3x over 5x plus 2. It is related to the O level part. We also find inverse in O level. I let that f of gx is equal to y, so y is equal to 3x over 5x plus 2. I multiply, cross multiply 5x plus 2. In this way, I will find that x is equal to minus 2, y over 5, y minus 3. It will become the inverse of the function. So, g inverse x is equal to x over 3 minus 5x. Now, this question is related to the mensuration, which you have already done in O level, so it's a very easy. The diagram shows a sector OAC. OAC is a sector. Here the angle of A is 90 degree, angle of C also 90 degree. The tangent AB and CB to the circle meets at B. Tangents means the angle of C is 90 and angle of A is also 90. The arc AC is length 6 cm, angle AOC is 3 pi by 2 radian. Find the length of OC, correct to 4 decimal figures. Correct to 4 significant figures. So, here I applied the formula, length of arc is equal to L is equal to R theta. Theta is always radian. So, L mean the length of arc is 6 cm, R mean the length OC, and angle is 3 pi by 8. Hence, here I found that R is equal to O is equal to 5.1 centimeters. And second part, he is asking about the perimeter of the shader region. Shader region is CACB is a shader region. So, as when I divide these figures into two triangles, then one triangle is OAC and one is OBA, OBC and OC. From the figure, tan theta is equal to BC over AOC, because these two are, one is perpendicular and one is base. So tan theta is equal to perpendicular over base. Here I found that BC is equal to 3.4. So perimeter will, as OC and OB are equal, because these two are tangents. So perimeter is 6 length of arc plus 3.4 radius plus 3.4 radius. So it will become radius not a tangent. 3.4 is a tangent and 3.4 is also tangent. So it will become 12.82 centimeters. In third part, find the area of the shader region is, first I have found that OC is equal to 5.1, BC is equal to 3.1. Area of triangle OBC, I find that area of triangle is 1 over 2 base into height, here 8.62. There are two triangles in the whole figure, so total area is equal to 17.34 centimeters square. Area of sector mean which make angle 3 pi by 8, and length of arc is 6 centimeters. So area of sector formula apply here, formula of area of sector 1 over 2 r square theta. Length of arc formula L is equal to r theta, but area of sector is 1 over 2 r square theta. R is 5.1 square, 5.1 whole square, and angle is 3 pi by 8. I found that the area of sector is 15.32. When I subtract this area from the whole figure, the area of shader region is 2.02 centimeters square. In question number 9, a curve for dy over dx is equal to 5x minus 1 whole power 1 by 2 minus 2 passes through the point 2, 3. Find the equation of the curve for carry 4 marks. To find equation of curve, integrate the function. Most of the students find the derivative here by applying the value 2 in place of x, and then they apply the equation y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus 1. It's a wrong, because when you applied this value, you will only find the equation of a line which is tangent to the curve. So don't use this, don't make this mistake. When there is a curve derivative of a curve, you should integrate. When we integrate the equation, we will find the equation of the curve. So don't take this mistake. Find equation of the curve. To find equation of the curve, integrate the function dy is equal to 5x minus 1 by 2 minus 2 dx. I replace dx on the right hand side. So integration of dy will become y, and when we apply it here the formula of integration, the rule of integration, first rule, basic rule, power rule, is that we should add power 1. We should add 1 to the power and divided by the final power. So when I add 1 by 2 plus 1, it will become 3 by 2, and then divided by 3 by 2, 5x minus 1. The derivative of 5x minus 1 is 5, and the integration of 5x minus 1 is 1 by 5 minus 2. So integration of 2 is 2x. The integration of constant is x, and the derivation of x is constant. These are inverse to each other. So y is equal to 2 by 15, 5x minus 1, 3 by 2 minus 2x plus c. In order to find the value of c, I place the value of y as 3 and value of x 2. So I find the value of c is 17 by 5, and so I put this value in equation number 2 over 15 into 5 minus x, 5x minus 1 power 3 by 2 minus 2x plus c. I replace c with 17 by 5 and find the final answer. Find d square y over dx here. It means second derivative. I found that first derivative given in the question is equal to 5x minus 1 by 2 minus 2. I derivate the further this derivation. D square y over dx square is equal to, in derivation power should be in the front, and we should take one negative. In integration we add 1 in the power, but in derivation we subtract 1 in the power. So 1 by 2 into 5x minus 1. When I subtract minus 1 from 1 by 2, it will become minus 1 by 2. The derivation of 5x minus 1 is 5, but integration 5x minus 1 is 1 by 5. And derivation of constant is 0. So d square over y, d square y over dx square, it will become 5 over 2 into 5x minus 1 power minus 1 by 2. Find the coordinates of the stationary point on the curve, and showing all necessary working determine the nature of the stationary point. When there is a word stationary point, it means that dy dx is equal to 0. I put dy dx is equal to 0. Stationary point, turning point, minimum point, maximum point, for all these terms, in all these terms we should place dy dx is equal to 0. I put dy dx is equal to 0 and find the value of x is equal to 1. Taking square root on both sides and find the value of x is equal to 1, y is equal to, and again when I find the in order to find the value of y, I use the equation of curve which I have already found in previous part. The equation of curve, y is equal to 2 by 5, 2 by 15, 5 into 1, place value of x in 1, minus 1 power 3 by 2 minus 2 into 1 plus 17 by 5, so it will become 37 over 15. As the stationary point or coordinates of stationary point are x is 1 and y is 37 by 15. Nature of stationary, in order to check the nature of stationary point, we put the value of stationary point x value in the second derivatives equation. D square y over dx square is equal to 5 by 2 into 5x minus 1 minus 1 by 2. I place value x instead of x. I place value 1 in place of x. I found that d square y over dx square is equal to 5 by 4, mean positive. If positive, then point is minimum. It means the curve is turning below or towards the positive y-axis. If the negative, it means second derivative is less than 0 and the curve is turning downward towards the negative y-axis. So when curve is moving upward the y-axis, so it means the point is minimum. The next question is related to the vectors. O is equal to this OB, OC and OD. Showing that AB is perpendicular to BC. First I found the direction AB. AB is equal to OB minus OA, which is 3 minus 6 minus 9. And BC is equal to OC minus OB, 2, 1 and 0. When these two directions are perpendicular or lines are perpendicular, then their dot product should be equal to 0. So AB dot BC is equal to 0. It's the simplest form of the vectors. So when I solve this, so 0 is proved, so they are perpendicular to. Now this question is related to the mensuration, which you have already done in O level, so it's a very easy. The diagram shows a sector OAC. OAC is a sector. Here the angle of A is 90 degree, angle of C also 90 degree. The tangent AB and CB to the circle meets at B. Tangents means the angle of C is 90 and angle of A is also 90. The arc AC is length 6 centimeter, angle AOC is 3 pi by 2 radian. Find the length of OC correct to 4 decimal figures. Correct to 4 significant figures. So, here I applied the formula length of arc is equal to L is equal to R theta. Theta is always radian. So, L mean the length of arc is 6 centimeter, R mean the length OC, and angle is 3 pi by 8. Hence, here I found that R is equal to O is equal to 5.1 centimeters. Has find the area of ABCD giving your. Here I applied the formula trapezium is equal to area of trapezium equal to 1 over 2 into height, perpendicular height into sum of parallel sides. I have already proved that BC is perpendicular. I find the magnitude of BC, which is 2.23, DC which is 7.48, AB which is 11.22. The formula of magnitude is x square plus y square plus z square, the squares of three coordinates, and take square root of these three coordinates. Hence the area is 20.85. The next question is related to the functions. There are two functions f and g are defined by this. F of x is equal to 3 over 2x plus 1. X is greater than 0. X is greater than 0 mean its domain is greater than 0. Domain mean the value which we put in the equation and find the other value of variable f of x. F of x is related to the y variable, say. So x variable is domain and f of x variable is range. So domain is greater than 0 in both functions. He is asking about the, as domain of the both function is x is greater than 0, we put that x is 0 positive value. It means hence here we applied the value in first function f of x greater than 0. It means 0 0.1 or 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.4 or 1 and 2 and 3, whatever else. So range, when we applied positive values in function f of x, I found that range of f of x is greater than 0 but less than 3, because the when is numerator should not be greater than 3 but denominator will become greater because we are applying only positive values. So the range of fx is greater than 0 but less than 3, and range of g of x is greater than 2, because when I place value instead of x 1, then 1 plus 2 will become 3. If I applied value 0.1 in place of it, then it should also be greater than 2. So range of g of x is greater than 2, whatever is 2.1 or something. In next part, hence showing all necessary working, find the volume obtained when the shaded region is rotated through 360 degree. When shaded region is rotated about 360 degree about y-axis, then x square should be subject in case of volume. So formula volume is that pi when rotated about the y-axis, then x square should be the uh, subject. So volume is equal to pi b over a. B mean upper limit, a mean lower limit, x square dy. If the region is rotated 360 about x-axis, then y square should be the subject, and we use the formula volume is equal to pi b over a y square dx. But here he is asking rotated through 360 degree about y-axis. If rotated about y-axis, then x square should be the subject. So I have already found that x is equal to y plus 1 under root minus 2, taking square on both sides. So x square is equal to y plus 1 plus 4 minus 2 into 2ab. So it will become y square, x square is equal to y plus 5 minus 4 into y plus 1. Taking integration of both sides in order to find the volume, I applied the formula. When I integrate y, it will become y square over 2. In previous slide, I have already explained that in integration we add power 1 to the power of the variable. But in the when we derivate, we subtract power 1 from the power. So y square over 2 and the integration of 5 constant, integration of constant is 5y minus 4. Here I also use the power rule, y plus 1 power 1 over 2 plus 1, it will become 3 over 2, and then divide with the power 3 by 2, and the integration of y plus 1 is 1, so there is no need to apply this. Hence, I applied the upper limit. Upper limit is 3, which is shown in the diagram, and lower limit is minus 1. So, I place 3 in place of y. So, 3 square over 2 plus 5 into 3 plus minus 8 into 3 plus 1 power 3 by 2 over 3 minus pi into, and the lower limit is minus 1. I place minus 1 instead of in place of variable y. Minus 1 square plus 5 into minus 1 minus 8 into minus 1 plus 1, 3 by 2 over 3 by 2. Here not 3, 3 by 2. By mistake write 3. So when I simplified this equation by using a calculator, then I will find that pi into minus 11 by 6 plus 9 by 2. So final answer is 8 over 3 pi.